Hello, my name is Laet. I am a climate strategist and author of the book Cooling the Climate. We lead also a project called Cooling the Climate, where we are working to reverse the climate crisis fast. I was asked to say a few words about one of the big environmental problems we are dealing with today on a global scale, which are plastics, and how that affects our oceans. We have all seen the images: a sea turtle tangled in a plastic bag, a beach buried under bottles and trash, a whale washed ashore with kilos of plastics in its stomach. These images are shocking, but they only tell part of the story. The plastic crisis in our ocean is far bigger and far more invisible than most people realize. Every year, as much as 12 million tons of plastic enters the world's oceans. That equals dumping a garbage truck full of plastic into the sea every minute. And that's on top of the plastic that's already floating around from decades. But most of the plastic is not visible anymore because they've become smaller parts called microplastics. And these have littered now every place on Earth, including in the Arctic, in the clouds, and even in the air that we breathe. And one of the most alarming but less discussed impacts is the effect that microplastics have on the sea surface microlayer, a very thin layer on top of the ocean water that actually is one of the most critical environmental biological layers on this earth. It is here that fish and larvae live, oxygen is exchanged with the atmosphere, and seawater evaporation is regulated. Microplastics, they stay in this layer and pollute it with heavy metal and other pollutants. They disrupt the natural surface tension of ocean water and interfere with microorganisms that form the base of marine food chains. And when you disrupt those, everybody suffers, fish and of course ourselves. Globally, only a quarter of the plastics are basically recycled or burnt. The rest winds up in landfills or the oceans. But there is good news, and many people are doing something about it. There's now about 120 countries where they have been taking measures to reduce plastics, especially single use plastics. And one of the best examples is that of Morocco. About a decade ago, Morocco took very strong measures to do something about the plastic problem, which was polluting the whole country. It outlawed the production, import, export, and sales and distribution of plastic bags 100%. The results were visible very quickly on streets, markets, and beaches, and Morocco is a lot cleaner than what it was before. Political will and public engagement made this possible, but more is happening. We see that biodegradable plastics made from plant material are used more and more. These break down in soils within weeks or dissolve in water, and so they're not staying around for very long. But perhaps the most important and exciting thing that is happening is that actually nature is now creating more and more microorganisms that actually deal with plastic. Um, Scientists have identified dozens of microorganisms with plastic degrading capabilities in the oceans and on land. Microbial species appear to be adapting to digest plastics. It's not fast enough. We're not there yet, and it's in very early stage to apply microbes to clean up, but we're getting there. And it's great to see that nature actually adapts and takes care of the crisis. But we have to do more because it affects our food, our health, and even our weather. It affects microbial life and our health in ways that we don't really understand. But we are not helpless. Morocco and other countries prove that policy works. Scientists and entrepreneurs are developing better materials, and nature is beginning to fight back. But we need to move faster. Politicians need to prioritize this problem. Industries need to be pushed to take this problem more seriously. We could solve it in a decade if we had the political will. But that goes for all environmental problems. We have to push and push in order to get it done. And we have to get it done fast. Thank you.